I'm very, very thankful for the 20,000 subscribers. This only means that the Android community is working regardless of whatever stumbling block we've actually encountered. So, families, first of all, I find it as a rare privilege to inform you about what really happened in Gomboro yesterday because initially we got some information which we brought to you in real time because the Burkinabe Armed Forces actually did a demolition job. And we started getting videos. Welcome History 272. We started getting some videos this morning because you see most of the equipment that Burkina Faso actually acquired from China, what we discovered was that they actually took this equipment to the line of contact. The MRAP, the multiple flamethrowers, like they brought everything to this team. And yesterday, from my information about the Gomboro operation, we initially saw a few, JNIM terrorists that got neutralized by the Burkinabe Armed Forces. But ladies and gentlemen, this morning when I woke up, what I saw was a cluster of bodies. Jesus Christ. Burkina Faso Armed Forces, they buried the JNIM in that place. Like, they shot multiple flame-throwing rockets and if you look at the body of these terrorists, right? We've posted it on our Telegram channel. If you look at what happened to those people, you just know that, man, these people were actually struck very, very, very bad. So, like, Gomboro operation was not even what I thought it was. I thought it was just, but it was a major, significant defeat to the JNIM. And this just shows one thing, that the Burkinabe Armed Forces are fully aware of what goes around in their territory. And again, they just made it more difficult now for anything that represents terrorism. Recently, some clerics were arrested. Not only, well, they are not stopping at that point now. They've now even made a law now. If you are caught in the act of terrorism, death penalty. That is it. Death penalty. See, Nigeria is, you see, talking about Nigeria right now, anytime I talk about Nigeria, I fall sick. I fall sick when I talk about Nigeria. I won't lie to you. The situation of Nigeria, if we have to be honest with ourselves, is diabolic. Let's be honest with ourselves. Nigeria is not even part of the game here. But even before, let's talk about this military success in Burkina Faso. So, you see this anti-terrorism law that they made, right? It's going to work like the clockwork. Why? Because if you get caught on the line of contact, should in case the Burkinabe Armed Forces or the VDP, BIR, Hazrael Battalion, Fossa Tech, whichever among those reapers get to put their cold hands on you, maybe because you were negotiating with a superior overwhelming firepower and you lay down your arms and you raise your hand in the air, you are not a prisoner of war. With that law that Burkina Faso just created, every terrorist that get caught on the line of contact, they will pay the ultimate price. That's the price for terrorism. Because when you look at the way they operate in Burkina Faso and the way they follow their laws, these people don't just make laws, they make sure that they follow it to the letter. So I'm so glad. So that means that every terrorist that moves around in Burkina Faso now knows that there is only one way. Should you get caught, that will be it for you. And now, one thing I love about this nation is it's not just one country that does one thing. Now that Burkina Faso has created that law, expect Niger and Mali to follow with the same law instantaneously. And now we can see in in Mali now that several terrorists are dropping their weapons. And what I love about the one in Mali is how they organized everything. The way they organized everything is so beautiful. I saw personnel, military personnel sitting on their system. I think they were doing some sort of registration or something. The terrorists were laying down their arms. It's like they were documenting their names, their identity and everything. That only means one thing: they might be trying to, take them through a rehabilitation course, or probably give them a job, probably do something to get them busy. Because part of the reason why these guys must have been recruited in the first place could have been as a result of lack of what to do. And we know that these things were created during the era of democracy in this country. You see, democracy is a big crime. The only reason why the defense minister of Nigeria said that when you drop a drone munition, either counterfeit or genuine, either it neutralizes the target or it doesn't, he said 150 million is gone. The reason why he said that was because, and one of the most shocking episode of that whole interview was, the moment he said that thing, you could see one of the politicians clapping. I was like, Jesus Christ. Because I'm telling you, as he was telling them that a munition from that drone capability, because Nigeria has TB2, but I don't know if they have Barakta or Kinshi. They don't have Aksongo drone. And somebody will come and tell me that Nigeria is so rich, it's so richer than Niger Republic. It's so richer than... Do you know that Niger has uranium? Niger has oil. Niger has whatever type of civilian energy capability that anybody wants to talk about. Niger Republic has it. Niger Republic has it. So when that man was actually talking in that Senate building, I'm telling you, welcome everyone, welcome everyone. I'm so happy to have you guys here. You see, whatever that man was talking about in that building, it was actually, applying sense. He doesn't want to talk too much. He doesn't want to say things that will even infuriate those senators. Because to be honest with you, when he mentioned 150 million, some of them would have been like, what's this one talking about? If you try to defend Nigeria, I'm telling you, if you try to defend Nigeria is a different topic on its own that we cannot even talk about now. Trying to defend Nigeria, like there are levels to it. There are levels to it. It's a lot of things are going on right now. A lot of things are going on right now. But I love what is going on in the AES state. The moves of Niger Republic. What Niger really showed me recently is that everybody is working together. From the level of the Nigerian authorities, the way they responded to the aggression of France via Orano and all of that. Everybody's working hand in hand. The civilian organization, the civilian authorities, they also give their voice. And oh, you found out you are a Nigerian a little while ago. Man, you are blessed to be a Nigerian. Actually, it's a blessing that you are a Nigerian. But I'm just telling you, the situation in Nigeria right now is diabolic. If we have to be honest with ourselves, it's diabolic. I'm proud of you, the fact that you are a Nigerian. Are you okay? You are speaking from the United States, okay? But I'm happy you are a Nigerian, okay? We are good people, we are great people, we are smart people. Nigerians are, what we're about now. But at the end of the day, we have criminals at the help of affairs, and there's nothing we can do about it. The reason why ANDRADE is even speaking to you this morning, I'm supposed to be at work, right? And so the reason why I'm speaking is because there are some level of financial sabotage going on, and You know, we are on strike currently. The Nigerians, the common Nigerians are at home. The ones that have cancer, the ones that have a lot of, you know, terrible information, terrible, you know, you know, pathological situation. They are at home. A lot of people have been calling me, but there's nothing we can do. Is the situation of things. A politician, the money of a single senator in Nigeria is the livelihood of several hundreds of Nigerians. So you can never have a balanced state like that. You can never ever have it. You can never ever have it. So for Nigeria to even say they want to fight terrorism, it has to get to the doorstep of some people. So if care is not taken, I'm telling you, these people will overrun the whole place in Nigeria, because Nigeria is not taking this anti-terrorism campaign. They are not taking it as an existential war. They are not seeing it as anything. You know, they believe the Nigerians are much, and you know, so yeah, at least a few millions can go, and you know, thanks for the good work you are doing to get us informed. To be honest, we need to do this. We really need to do this. I don't know, there is no other way we can emphasize on this, right? Because if you really pay attention to how, you know, the French citizens, because one thing you do have to notice is that it's not just about Emmanuel Macron. I'm telling you, I've been in situations where once they release the propaganda information, you will see French citizens liking and, you know, really propping up the whole thing, that they kicked us out of their country. They think they can survive without us. So that hegemonic complex is something that is deeply rooted in them. It's not just something that just maybe it exists among some group of people. So there is a group among the French citizens that you know, what I feel is that they, you know, I feel like they don't understand what it's about, and they will just speak, and you know, they will just pretend as if they are talking for the Nigerian people, the Burkinabe people, or the Malian people, but deep down they have that, you know, it's always there. You can't, it's always there, that hate for the Africans, that hate for the black community, that hate for, is there in them. So when a lot of people try to be politically correct in how they speak about this, I just look and I laugh. Because if you really know the intention of the funders, look at the guns I showed in the videos I made yesterday. Did you see those guns? So recently, the Watao team went on a particular operation and they returned to Burkina Faso, right? I have the video. I will post it in my next video. So some of the weapons they recovered, right? When I looked at those weapons, is it how new those weapons were, or is it how sophisticated they were? And I was like, man. And if you look at the terrorists that were eliminated, the terrorists that were eliminated were looking so dirty, their legs were so white and all of that, so underfed. Okay, look at the terrorists in Mali that actually ran away and left what he was cooking. He left it there and he ran away. Look at that type of lifestyle. There is so much hate for us. Anybody that doesn't know that in 2025, that person is a joker, you know. So this fight is an existential fight. Where are we? Where do we all want to run to? Run to a state where they will later tell you that you are an illegal alien, that you need to go back to your own country when they've already taken over everything, and you will almost now be like a slave in your own country and in your own continent. Africans just need to understand what this is all about. We just need to understand what this is all about. So that is why we all need to put all hands on deck. We need to work with each other, just the way Niger is working with Mali and is working, you know. It is not just about interest. We need to learn to work with each other. We need to learn to help and appreciate each other. Be a voice for each other. Because, like I said, it's the first neighbor that will defend the second neighbor. The 10th neighbor is not coming. The 10th neighbor is not coming anytime soon. It's the first neighbor that will defend the second neighbor. Imagine that Sudan currently, let's say around the axis, they have a united front. Let's say the AES alliance, right? Let's say something like, you know, this whole support going on around the AES. Let's say it spread eastern, like it spreads towards the eastern flank properly. It spreads across the Sahel and move a little bit up north, maybe the southern side of the Maghrebs and all of that. Whatever is going on in Sudan would have ended. I'm telling you, whatever is going on in Sudan could have, in fact, it wouldn't have gotten to this point. So a lot of people told me, you know, they were telling me yesterday that if something happens, that there is a particular country that might, nobody in Africa, no single country, not even two, can attack any of the AES states right now head on. Nobody will do it. Nobody will try. That is how strong. People don't understand how strong those AES countries are. They are strong on so many levels. Let me just explain to you the simple truth about the realities of Africa currently. You see that AES bloc? Imagine if the AES bloc now have multiple countries. When they now have about 7, 8 countries, right? How many countries are in ECOWAS? And AES is just 3. 3, for goodness sake, right? Do you know that it is impossible for anybody to fight those guys? Let me explain to you so that you can get it properly. They wanted to recruit VDPs. 90,000. 90. Do you know what 90,000 is? From a country of how many million? Burkina Faso is now up to, I don't think they're up to 25 million. 90,000 were willing to join the fight instantaneously. And I even know that even more will still be ready, regardless of what the reality on the line of contact is going to be. That is how much they are ready to defend their country, because they are inclusive. The policy in this country is a sort of inclusive policy. They are involved in the governance. The people are there. That is where real power emerges from. When everybody knows that this is us, this is our country. But in a country where some people are more, they are more of, you know, than some people, that's it's not good. It's not going to happen. You know, 90,000 were ready to join the fight. Not, you know, the VDP has different formations. There are VDPs that goes into the agro-pastoral offensive initiative. There are VDP for the FASO Mebo. There are VDPs for even the construction. There are VDPs for a lot of things. It's a voluntary, you know, defense of the homeland movement, right? But I'm talking about the ones that are ready to go kinetic. They are ready to get that work in, that action, that smoke. They are ready. 90,000. Nigeria, a country of 270 million people, needed 25,000 soldiers. Nobody was willing. Nobody. People were cursing the country like, so imagine if there is a war. Imagine when they said they wanted to invade the AES. Do you know how many military formations are in those countries? And plus the support they will get from their own people. I'm telling you, anybody that ever in your dream you dreamt about an invasion about the AES, wake up from that dream, slap yourself and go back to that sleep, because that's a complete nightmare. It will be the destabilization and the complete end of that state that makes that type of attempt. A lot of people, you know, President Talon of Benin talking about, oh, the uranium of Niger is a danger. They can only talk. There's freedom of speech. They can only talk. But if they go beyond that talk, you know, Captain Ibrahim Traore is a very good president. Let's call a spade a spade. Those men in the areas, they are not just I don't know if I would say those guys are just ordinary humans. They are beyond that. Because even with the whole betrayal and everything, imagine when Benin Republic, when they were almost at the verge, there was a particular huge amount of Nigerian forces. They were surrounded by almost double the number of the, you know, troop capability they had on ground. The JNI, you know how the JNI deploy now? They deploy with overwhelming numbers. And their principles of combat, you know, they don't wear bulletproof. They have this negative, should I say, mental manipulation in their head that you need to die in this war. That's why you see them shouting Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar when they fire shots, right? The objective is for them to go. See, don't think that these people, when they attack, don't think they want to leave. They want to get that 72 virgins. They want to acquire that 72 virgins on the line of contact right there. So it is the level of brainwashing. They don't wear bulletproof, nothing. And you see them chest out. So part of the attack is that they want to, that manipulation that when you die, in that kinetic aspect of that warfare, you will enter Jannah. According to what the lies they tell them, right? So they get neutralized. They don't care. They continue to go until when the neutralization has gotten to a point that they are looking at it that, man, we want to live more than we want to. You know, sometimes people can actually feel like it is easy to die. But when they see that, man, this is for real. Because the question is, if you all want to meet your 72 virgins so bad, why did you pull back? Why did you fall back? Why don't meet it at once? So, and they don't really have a structure as to how they fight. The rule of engagement on the line of contact is very bad. They believe in a support fire team and a main team that attack. So once they are changing mark, the support fire team is overwhelming the defensive position, shooting RPGs and the rest. But you know, the troops have really adapted to this warfare. They've really adapted. That's another big surprise that I've seen. The troops have really adapted. And the job is demilitarization. Demilitarization. See, let me tell you something. If the JNIM, right, if they were not being defeated, if they were not being almost annihilated in Burkina Faso, right, in Mali, in Niger, you won't see them going to the mosque to try to manipulate people again. Let's say they have sufficient human capability, you won't see them trying to recruit again. So all these bodies will continue to post. Where will they reappear from? They are gone. They are dead, done, KIA. They are not coming back next week. And the ones, there are some, look, when you see that number of casualty, go to the Telegram channel and see the bodies. When you see those number of casualty, look, you can't shoot 100 people and about, let's say 30 goes down. And 70 did not escape freely. Just know that another huge chunk got injured and they were still, you know, capable of escaping with bullet wounds. So, I mean, it's very difficult for them right now. But you know, the West will continue to encourage them to fight. They believe that it's another front in the Sahel. The more Russia takes more territory in the line of contact over there, the more they want to cause chaos here. Russia hits the civilian energy, shuts down Ukraine, shuts down their civilian energy infrastructure. The next thing is that they wanted to come and cause fuel blockade in Mali. Do you get the synergy? So for those that still think this war or of aggression that you are seeing in the Sahel is an initiative of some bunch of guys that live inside the bush, no, this is the West waging war against the allies of Russia. And plus the fact that France has its own personal interests. Talon is very, very scared. Talon is very, very, very scared. And another big question is, what does Benin have? Let's talk about strategic resources now. What does Benin have? And Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso leaving that Franc-Afrique alliance is a lot. Is a very, is a awful lot. Do you imagine what France was gaining from that country? Germany is talking about leaving NATO. You see, NATO will be gone. See, Germany talking about leaving NATO is because they can see the big picture. If the entire NATO alliance could not defeat Russia, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is clearly in the pudding. They could not defeat Russia. Russia is out producing NATO. Russia is demilitarizing NATO. Look at how many troops, NATO troops, were lost in Kupiansk. And again, Zelensky was addressing the people with Macron beside him. Was he yesterday? And he was saying that they are still in control of Kupiansk. I can't see. The West have lied to the point where we don't even know what we are listening to anymore. We are trying to listen, but we don't know what we are listening to anymore. Okay, there was a time, Mali is on a shock hold now. The schools are closing down. There is fuel blockade. What they wanted to do is to create a situation that looks like a reality, and they prop it with the propaganda machines. That's what they do, because the essence of the propaganda, the essence of the mainstream media is to project the influence and the interest of the deep state, to make you feel like, what they said is actually you see, when you go to the internet space and you see how many educated bloggers actually followed through with the narrative they gave, and they propped up that information without proper investigation, I just be like, man, what are we doing? This is 2025. We should be getting better. Everybody can now see their lies now. Even Donald Trump is tired. At the point Donald Trump said the BBC is a lying media. Did you all see the video we dropped where the BBC reporter just fell down? Like nothing happened. It was staged. Just fell down. We are under heavy attack. They are attacking us. The Russians are shooting. There was a woman around that came and was like, "Are you okay, sir?" I mean, like, what's going on? Who knows how much lies that these people have told us? My biggest regret is that I wasn't informed in time. I wasn't informed in time. So imagine how many years of our lives these guys have been lying. I don't even know. It's as if, see, the reason why you see me coming back to do this every day is I felt like a larger chunk of my life I have lived it listening to lies. I'm telling you, there's nothing like neutrality. Everybody has to pick a side. Ibrahim Traore has said it severally. Captain Ibrahim Traore said, you have to pick a side. If you don't pick a side, the unipolar world will come for you. Overtly through terrorism, covertly they will do something. Through espionage, regime change operation, color revolution, just to make sure that's neutral country becomes theirs. But you know, there is something I used to tell my people, right? I said this war that is being waged against the AES state, I call it the price of independence. Well, not that independence that everybody celebrates in Africa, that you say you got independence or something 1960 something. No, that's a lie. Those ones, they are the lies that, you know, those independent day you celebrate in whatever African country you are is a big lie. You see, that day you celebrate was the day that your leaders back then made a lot of concession, strategic concession, that has a lot to do with the existence of your sovereignty. They made those concessions just to get out of slavery. This is the real independence. And let me tell you something. Let me open up a new level of understanding of this thing. So imagine the AES state kicked out France and all of that, and they just left, right? They just left, and the AES states were just left to stay on their own like that. No terrorism, no nothing, no threats, no challenge. They would not understand the level, or they won't even understand how they need to move forward in strength. Like, look at right now, they are fighting. They have what the AES state has the most combat capable, combat ready troops in Africa right now. Because I mean, where else do you want to get to put your skill to test if not on the line of contact? Where else? You keep practicing with targets that is not shooting back against you. The AES, they are getting the steam every day. So I mean, this is the real independence, because now they are learning to do their things on their own. Agriculturally, they know that now we cannot depend on someone else to give us a good agriculture. We cannot depend on someone else. That is why they are launching the agro-pastoral offensive initiative. Now you see Niger, you know, sending fuel to Mali. You see Burkina Faso sending fuel to Mali. This is the Africa we want. Look, one's eyes will need to be at the back of his skull to not see that this is real independence. Yeah, the number 4 country that wants to be in the AES, and they've been trying for quite a while, was Chad. But the reason why Niger did not want Chad was because, you know, in West Africa, especially in the Francophone bloc, the country that was strategically designed to be the military control center was Chad, to serve the interest of France. But, you know, based on the policies, the rules of engagements, the new changes that we are seeing from, you know, what's the name of this president? Debbie. This is their current president. It looks as if Chad is getting away, but you still see the UAE coming. You still see a lot of people that are like threats to the interest of the Sahel state. So they are saying no. So they still want to get more proof. We want to see that you are really, yeah, you are really ready for this. Burkina Faso has oil. See, look, this is real independence, like I said, because you can see them exploring the wind energy, solar energy, petrochemical energy. They are trying to hydroelectric. Let me tell you something. By the time these people are done, they change their currency, they conquer terrorism, they do everything. That country in itself, right? Those 3 countries that you're looking at, it will be the heaven or in Africa. Let's not say heaven on earth. It will be the heaven in Africa. Look at what you know Burkina Faso is doing right now. If you are a beggar, See, look, these presidents, I don't think these guys are humans. Like they are from way back. They didn't come right. See, Captain Ibrahim Traore did not come now. Assimi Goita did not. These guys have been here before, honestly, because when you look at the things they are doing, right? God beggars off the street. Because physically you are not incapacitated. Do you know that they are taking care of those that sustained, anybody like you sustain injuries from amputation and all of that, and maybe while fighting for the country or whatever? Do you know that Burkina Faso is taking care of these people? In Nigeria, you mash a landmine or anything happens to you, you lose your strategic limbs, you are done. You are done. This is what I have seen. You are in Nigeria. You go and labor and do something, and maybe one of your limbs fly off. Unfortunately for you, you are done. You are cooked. Nobody is coming to get you. Nobody. But in Burkina Faso, these people are taken care of. They are seen as heroes. They are giving medals. Like I don't think there is a soldier that fell on the line of contact that these people don't pay enormous level of respect to. Do you know that Captain Ibrahim Traore even goes to the family of this men, sits with them, carry their kids? Man, this man is not just a see, like I said, leaders like this, they don't come every. Democracy cannot give you this type of leaders. Democracy cannot give you this type of leaders. Captain Ibrahim Traore is a geologist. He knows, see, there is nothing these people can do anymore. You know, and once one AES state decides, the rest, they follow. And they respect themselves. Look at when the Nigerian troops, when they escorted that fuel to Mali, look at how the Malian people, look at how they embrace them, look at how they welcome them. It was as if Nigerians were Malians. But you still have some other countries under the ECOWAS bloc that, no, we are the greatest in Africa. No, we are not like them. You have this president of Uganda, this Ugandan president, saying that Sudanese are black. They are so black that they are not even black, they are blue. So I mean, Africa is somehow diabolic sometimes when you hear some of these people, the way they talk. But we're supposed to see ourselves as brothers, as sisters. If you know how I felt in my body when I saw the way the Malians the way they welcomed those Nigerian forces. Ha! I saw one of our soldiers recently in Nigeria here, and I was thanking that man. I was saying thank you for what you've done. I was appreciating him for the fight for protecting Nigerians. He could not even connect with it. He could not even connect because he's not used to getting appreciated for serving the country. Do you know where I learned this from? I learned this from the way the AES people, the way they worship their armed forces, right? But he could not connect with it because that's not the reality in Nigeria. No. Like, apart from being combat capable, you have to think about how the armed forces in the Sahel, how they treat their citizens. Like, I've not seen anything like this in my life. I've not seen it. Not in it was, see, you know, to the west, this is not supposed to be happening in Africa. Man, this is the AES is a blessing, you know, and I thank God that it came at this point in time where there are enough people that have the will to make sure they see this through. Honestly, Captain Ibrahim Traore is a Muslim. So if you are a Muslim preacher and you want to preach out of line, you will be addressed correspondingly. So it's making it known that there will be no marginalization or tolerance for any type of you know. So if you go and try to preach some kind of unnecessary preaching, you find yourself behind bars. behind bars. Look at these people, all of them. Abdurrahman Chiani, Asimi Goita, they're all Muslims. But these people, the way they are working so efficiently, the way they behave, there is nothing like marginalization on any side. If a terrorist should surrender, right, in Burkina Faso right now, right? Surrendering in Burkina Faso has levels. So when you surrender, not on the line of contact, you come clean and you surrender, you can be reintegrated, rehabilitated, and you can be incorporated back into the society. But if you surrender on the line of contact, you did not surrender, it was not your will to surrender. You were surrendered because you saw the realities in real time that, man, if I don't surrender, you are outgunned, you are outnumbered. Man, that's not a surrender. It's a death sentence already. So, the way Burkina Faso is acting now, they are shrinking. The terrorists are getting strangled with the creation of these rules. So, it's not a country where terrorists can now, posture around and make TikTok videos and, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Because the country is letting everybody knows what they're all about now. They are pushing gradually. It's an existential war. The objective is to demilitarize. By all means possible. And this is only possible because the civilians too, they are working hand in hand with their government. And before you can even say, before you can demand for the civilians to work hand in hand with any government, you have to be transparent. You have to be very, very honest. And that is where Captain Ibrahim Traore comes in. That's where Captain Ibrahim Traore comes in. He already reduced his own salary. Even I think there was a part of the Bible that said, let the servant among them be their leader. Let the least among them be their leader. He already brought himself down. So no embezzlement, no nothing. So you will now be caught in corruption or you will be caught in an act of sabotage. You already know what is going to happen. Zero tolerance for corruption. All African countries, they have the capability when it comes to leveraging on their resources to be able to afford any type of capability to defend the state. But when you have the level of corruption that is going on in some country, that is when somebody will come out and say that if you drop a single drone capability, it's so million. I can't believe. I can't just believe it. And you know that some countries, right? Let's use some countries for example, which I don't want to name. If they are going to be signing 36 million, just know that 36 million is not what they are getting. If you want to buy a capability of 36 million, what they will write, what they will draft will be 100 or even 500 million. That is the level of impunity that you have in those countries. That is why you have somebody that will come out and tell you that when you drop a missile, this is the amount and all of that. It's not that these resources are not available, but the will to steal is greater than the will to protect. I mean, yes, in the future, French will not be spoken in the areas. If you look at Mali, Mali is already leading on that front. They are already speaking Bambara. They are already speaking their native language. If you look at most of the Malian, things, what they are doing currently, they are speaking their native dialect. And that is really, really why you see that France is really, really crashing. They are really, really itching right now. Burkina Faso has missile capable of that can be used to surveil their territory in a major deterrent for this country. Yes, exactly. And they are not stopping. Burkina Faso continues to improve their capability. They continue to improve. And in one of the recent interviews, Captain Ibrahim Traore said that a time is coming where everything they have right now, all this capability will become obsolete. He said there are some group of weapons that are coming in that, is going to make whatever they have right now look obsolete. So we don't know. The black albino is still coming. The black albino is coming. And you know, they're already going into robotics, going into AI. Burkina Faso is, look, the AES states, they are really going to the next level already. But the rest are still, some other countries are still revolving around stealing. No, nobody, look, no, do you know what Russia called Mali? Russia said, Russia said recently that Mali is a top level ally. They didn't even call Mali, see, you know, you allies are in level. Russia said Mali is a priority, like the top priority for them. So if you and imagine, look, just avoid the AES. If you know you cannot join them, your will to steal is greater than your will to liberate your people. Stay where you are, because an attack on this nation will be so devastating. On whoever the aggressor is, will be so devastating. See, people don't address military, you don't address military threats from the perspective of the capability of the fighting force. No, just look at Ukraine, right? They started conscripting after some time. It is the will of the people of this state to back them up. So they have a united front. Look at the unity in Mali. I'm even impressed recently that I'm seeing a lot of Malians and Burkinabes. You know, they are now going to those places that people have been displaced before, that people are now returning to. They are beginning to show people that this is the reality. This is the reality. Like, people are back. So people should stop spreading this propaganda and this lie. And that is what we need. Everybody should put hands together in this fight, because it's existential. That is it. If we need, it's existential. The AS, they are the golden example right now. They are the golden example. You know, like, to me, the defense minister of Nigeria said it all. You know, because I have seen situations where the AES military, they dropped the TNT on just three terrorists. They dropped the TNT on them. Three. They don't care. You know that sometimes they even drop these missiles. Some of the terrorists will still escape. They don't care. Sometimes they double tap. They hit them the first time, they hit them again. Sometimes even more than that. And you have a country like Nigeria saying that if you drop one, either you hit the target or you miss the target, is 150 million. What they are trying to tell you is that it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You see, one of the funny things that I've realized is that you will see, every time you see the Nigerian force video, the only thing you hear is that we are under attack, we are under attack, we are under attack, we've been ambushed, we are under attack. That means the surveillance is not there. The surveillance is not there. You see these terrorists that were killed in Goboro, these terrorists that were neutralized in Goboro, I'm telling you that they've been spotted. If they've been, look, the instructions were so, they would have gone in perfectly. I've seen videos where the Burkinabe troops were going in, they were getting information, the terrorists is on so side, so side. This way, I mean, these guys are working like, see, the AES state, they are deploying the most advanced level of warfare you have in Africa. Those guys are so elite right now. They are not from this gen. They are from the next gen. And they were, to be honest with you, I think these guys are lucky. The Sahel states, they are lucky to have been able to get this type of leaders they have in Africa. Not many people get a second chance. Not many people. After you lose someone like Thomas Sankara, you lose people like great people, and Africa still has the luxury of having this type of men around. mean, it's just different. They are already building drones in Burkina Faso, in Mali. They are already building drones. You know, the funny thing about Niger is those ones are even manufacturing their light APCs by themselves. You know, and look at the surgery. They are now performing different type of surgeries in Burkina Faso, a country that did not even have a single light, that did not have a single electron microscope before. So they are doing great. For Nigeria to wake up, it will be very different. It will take a lot for Nigeria to wake up. See, for Nigeria to wake up, it means that Nigerians have to wake up. Nigeria does not just wake up from the... Now, it will be easier, it will be faster for the whole Nigeria to stay awake or to stay woke, right? It's one thing for you to wake up. It's another thing for you to stay woke, right? Nigeria will be able to achieve it with a good leader. If they have a good leader that is leading by example, everybody will follow very quickly. But not everybody will follow in Nigeria, because you have a lot of criminals. You have a lot of people that their means of livelihood, the only way they stay at the top is to make sure that a lot of people are underneath. There is a lot of things that I can't even say here. Nigeria's situation is very, very, you know, I mean, it's a very, very, very deep. Do you get what I'm saying? There are a lot of people that their hope is that the confusion and the insecurity, that's where they generate their own wealth from in Nigeria. So for Nigeria to move forward, Nigeria, first of all, they need a good leader. Right now, you and I know the type of leader Nigeria has, right? He's a good leader. Is he not a good leader? He's a good leader. You understand? Let's not say something else. Nigeria, very, very crazy and corrupt. So, you know, Nigeria right now, you know the kind of Tinubu is a clown. You know the type of leaders they have now. And it's not like Nigeria cannot produce better, but is not a good leader. You know, these are even people that are not within the Nigerian space. You know, the proof is out there. The proof is in the pudding. So the thing is, Nigeria need a good leader, and that leader will come from Nigerians. That leadership has to come from Nigerians. That means Nigerians themselves, right? They have to do better. Okay, let me sorry for the digression. Let me address something that recently happened in Nigeria. Tinubu is a fool. Tinubu say he's stressed. I mean, Tinubu is a don't worry, just leave that man. Now, you see, something happened recently. There is a guy on Twitter, right? His name is Harrison Guaminshu or something. I think I have posted one of his videos on our Telegram before. So this guy is a civilian that collaborates with some security forces. They go into the bush, you know, they rescue kidnapped victims and something like, you know. This is somebody that just took it upon himself to do the job, right? So, and we do have to pay attention to one thing. Negotiation with terrorists, with kidnappers in Nigeria is more like a normal thing now. I've even heard somebody said that they went to report a kidnap case, right, to the security person, and they told him, go and pay the ransom first. You went to report that your person just got kidnapped. He said they told him, go and pay that how much are they demanding for? Okay, go and pay it first, then come back. Imagine there was a country. So this guy now take it upon himself to rescue kidnapped Nigerians, something that should be the responsibility of the state, right? And recently a couple got kidnapped. So the terrorists demanded, because all these kidnappers, they are all terrorists. Let's just use the general language, terrorists. They allegedly they said they demanded around 20 million or stuff like that. They demanded more, but they negotiated it down to 20 and all of that. Nigeria is in a serious mess. So, according to what we heard, they said they give. Now, this guy, whatever he does, he doesn't ask for money, right? We have to understand that this guy might go and not return. He might not return from any of this operation. He deploys his own instrument, his own capability, his own logistic, everything, right? So, according to the allegation that he took part of the money, he did this, he did that, so they released the terrorists released the wife, but they did not release the husband. But do you know that there are situations where people pay even more than the normal money? They pay the first time, the terrorists tell them to pay again. They pay the second time, the terrorists will tell them they need to pay more money. They will pay, and still that person will be neutralized by these terrorists. But they were able to recover one person. It remains the husband. Do you know that so many apparatus, they're after his life now? Do you know they're after his life now? Do you know according to the latest information that he's in prison now? Why? Some people said he took 5 million from the money. Some people said he did this. Some people said, I mean, we now have a lot of Nigerians coming out to desecrate him. That is another reality of Nigeria. So when you pick up, see, if Ibrahim Traore was a Nigerian, I would tell you one of the coup d'etat would have been successful. One of the coup d'etat would have been successful. So when you talk about on the extensive part of things, right? If you want to talk about a nation, the leadership of a nation, you have to put the people of that nation, you have to put them into context too. The people of Burkina Faso are great people. Let's be honest with that. The only reason why Ibrahim Traore says something and it comes to pass almost instantaneously is because he has a group of people that he is leading that has similar mindset and mentality to him. Imagine a president that really wants to stop corruption in Nigeria. No, take Tinubu out of the question now. In Nigeria, imagine a president now that says, okay, I want to stop corruption in Nigeria. I want to stop indiscriminate. Man, Nigeria is a long shot from this reality. You see this reality you are seeing in the Sahel and in different places. It will be difficult to have it in Nigeria. It will be almost impossible. For me personally, I don't think I see it. I don't think I see it. You know, the concept of being rich in Nigeria is when somebody oppresses another person, when one person steals from another person, when somebody sees another person as if, yes, you are finished. See, Nigeria is far from these countries that we are talking about. Far on so many levels. On so many levels. When it comes to you, that's why when people are talking about Nigeria fighting, it's impossible. Nigeria will not even try it. The country will collapse. A lot of people will take it as an opportunity to break away. It will not even happen. If you know you love Nigeria and you want Nigeria to stay as one, don't even pray for anybody in Nigeria to say they want to lift a finger against the Sahel. That would be it. That would be. Attack will come from every side. Imagine Nigeria going against Russia. See, let's just let's you see this whole thing of somebody laying a finger against the AES. Let's just even France would not move. If France had the capability to move against these countries, do you know that Ian Vasili, the embassy guy that actually was part of the last coup d'etat, right? He's still in the Malian prison. Right? That France said they should release with immediate effect. He's still in prison. So you see, everybody can just boast and posture, but when it's time to move, I'm telling you, the Malians against the French, 1v1 on the line of contact. We all know who is going to come. We all know who is going. See, look. Oh man, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand how bad this is going to be. The only thing I can tell anybody is that leave the AES alone. Stay out of their business. The best they can do is to continue to fund the terrorists. Period. Anything outside that, these people love their country. They are ready to fight for it. They are aware. They are educated about the capabilities of their country. And they love their people. That is the best aspect of it. They love their people. Tell me, you are a soldier. You are coming back from the battlefield. And people are gathered. They are waiting for you. They are so happy you are back. So tell me, what other type of people would you rather die for? I don't even think this happened in any of some of the European countries. It doesn't happen. It doesn't. It doesn't happen. What is going on in the Sahel? It's so different. It's so different. It's so different. But you see the thing, eh? Nigeria is a lovely country. Nigerians are lovely people. If Nigerians have a good president, I'm telling you, they will hype that president beyond normal. If Nigeria, if they have a good just one good president, they have the opportunity, maybe by mistake, because it can only happen by mistake. If it happens, right, and the president can do half of what the Sahelian leaders are doing, I'm telling you, Nigerians will hype that. Nigerians are good people, right? But in a situation where you have somebody saying so million is missing and it's a snake swallowed it, do you know for how long Nigeria do you know that the situation of Nigeria has been diabolic from like maybe 11, 12, 13 years ago? Super diabolic. When somebody said that a snake, a python swallowed millions, Nigeria, no. You see this when we are talking about countries that are ready to work tomorrow, take Nigeria out of the conversation, please. We talk about countries like Botswana are ready to be there. Countries like Namibia, they are ready to be there. Countries like I think is it Equatorial Guinea? They are ready to be there. There is this Congo, beside Democratic Republic of Congo. They are ready to be there. I mean, Madagascar is ready to be there, you know. But there's a lot to be done. You know, there's a lot to be done. If Nigeria can rise like the AES, then it's over for the West. It's over for the West in Africa. General Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, said something that the United States does not do anything in Africa and will not do during his regime without informing Nigeria first. In Africa, they will not do anything without informing him first. But look at Nigeria today. That's why you hear Donald Trump saying that now disgraced country. A country that went from the United States will not do anything in Africa without informing Nigeria first, to a country that is now being threatened. Not threatened by anybody, threatened by terrorists. So that's the reality of Nigeria today. So let's see. Let's see. So I just said I should thank everybody for getting us to 20,000, over 20,000 subscribers now. Is a testament to our good work in the ANDRADE community. Is a testament to the dedication and the hard work of a lot of people in the ANDRADE community. Russian Partisan, Roziki Partisan, you all are doing a very, very great job. Asuka, Eba Life, Sherry Spencer. When I see, honestly, do you know that if I see some of you on other platform, I know you. I know majority of people in the ANDRADE community. Obsidian, Kitty, I know a lot of you in the ANDRADE community. Like everybody, once I see, I know. Like you guys have really done a very fantastic job. These 20,000 subscriber is not based on what I can do. It's not based on how much I can talk. It's based on a united cause that has brought everybody together, and a cause that at the end of it all we bring the greater good for all of us. I mean, those in diaspora, those here at home, and I'll continue to work, and I hope we'll continue to do this until we get our freedom. You know, it's a mindset. You came across the ANDRADE community, you liked it because we were able to agree on so many things, and sometimes we do disagree, but I love everybody in the ANDRADE community because I mean I have thanks so much by design, thank you for the $20 donation. I really, really appreciate it. Congrats on the song. I really, really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. I used to watch a lot of YouTubers that showcase Africa, but since I found the channel, I hardly watch anyone else. You know, let me tell you something, right? African Stream was like my channel before African Stream got taken down, right? They took African Stream down because, first of all, they limited the traffic of African Stream before they knocked it off. They said it was a Russia propaganda channel. So I noticed the thing about my channel. We used to get a lot of views before, but when they saw that, man, this guy is bent on what he is doing. Earlier when we started this platform, I told a lot of people, I said, we started getting messages that, can we talk about something else? We should stop what we are doing. Then the quest for money came in, that we will be giving so amount and all of that. Then we don't answer, we come back again and we drop the same video. We were so challenging, and the ANDRADE community earlier was so challenging. We were challenging all fronts. Like, we were saying it the way it was. We were not sugarcoating and all of that. So we started having a situation where the video gets, they say they are reviewing the video for 24 hours and all of that. They bring out their propaganda, we bring out evidence. And we don't bring out evidence with just mouths. We bring out bodies. We were counting our territorial game by bodies. They were counting by propaganda and something that does not exist. We were counting the territory by body. When Burkina Faso said they've recovered 78% of their territory, how many percentage? We were showing body evidence. So, and we saw that, okay, this was getting too much. Then there was another proposal. We've not even gotten the reply. They said they will send us a YouTube, is it a YouTube manager or something? YouTube message, right? And still here we are, we've not gotten any. So, I mean, they see us. That's just what I want you to know. They see us. So when I watch all these platforms, I go to other platforms and I watch what they dish out, and it's content created. We don't create content here. We bring reality here. So it might not be artistic, we're not trying to do movies here. We are trying to bring reality to the picture here, and we'll continue to bring it until somebody breaks. And I don't think I'm the one that is going to break. So thank you all for this 20,000, and we are going to continue to move. Progress is the watchword, liberation is the watchword, and we won't stop until we accomplish all our goals. Thank you all. I think I'll take a break now. I'm still going to come back later with the live session before we see later today. So thank you all, and God bless you. And I really appreciate for the donation. Thank you so much. Bye bye.